The PlayStation had a lot of underrated hidden gems. And one of the many gems on the PlayStation was a game called the Granstream Saga. The story to the Granstream Saga, in my opinion, was good because it's unique. You don't see a story quite like this one in very many RPGs. You take on the role of a young adventurer named Eon with dyed red hair, who was raised as an orphan. And he probably was raised as an orphan because he was a problem child. I mean, how many young kids dye their hair red? Anyways, the only clue to his past you will find out at the beginning of the game is a mysterious scepter which is attached to his arm. And the story begins on the world of Shilf where Eon lives. And there are 4 worlds in this game. And obviously Shilf is one of those worlds. And each one of these worlds are sinking into the ocean, and in order to save these worlds from destruction or doom, you have to collect these 4 orbs, and that is basically what you do in this game. You spend your time looking for these orbs in order to save the 4 worlds from their fate, from doom. To me, the worst aspect about this game is the graphics. This game has very bad graphics. There is no question. In my opinion, the PlayStation 1 RPGs with pre-rendered backgrounds looked a lot better than this game does. I don't know how anyone could see it otherwise. The game has very blocky graphics. I mean, everything looks too blocky to me. And when you look at the characters' faces up close, you'll notice that they don't have eyes, they don't have a nose, they don't have a mouth. I mean, how do the women give the men in this game's world blowjobs? They don't have a mouth. How would you be able to explore your partner's body when you don't have a mouth or a nose to do any exploring with? Now, there's actually some nudity in this game. The game features cool anime cutscenes, and they are pretty well done. They're a bit generic when it comes to the voice acting aspect, but the anime cutscenes are pretty cool. And there's one cutscene where you see Laramie, one of the 2 main female protagonists in the game, where you see her in the shower naked. And Eon, the main character, accidentally walks in on her as she's showering, and she doesn't really get that pissed off. Like, I expected her to lash out at the main character. You would think a woman in the shower naked seeing a guy would just lash out. I think that the main character really missed an opportunity here, and I really think that it's possible that he might be a homosexual. The Granstream Saga's battle system is by far, in my opinion, its strongest point. I really enjoyed this battle system. If it wasn't for the battle system in this game, I'm not 100% sure I would have played it from start to finish. The battle system is an action-based system, where you have a limited space that you can battle on, that you press X to attack, and you press square to block. Blocking in this game is so important. It is so detrimental to your success in this game that you know when to block. And you use weapons such as axes, swords, and there might be a few other types of weapons you can use. You've got shields that you can equip, and you can use magic. It is similar to a Star Ocean kind of battle system, not exactly the same, but very similar in ways. But it's fun because you basically will end up learning the patterns of your enemies, and you'll learn how to defeat them easier every time you battle them. But I think the battle system alone is enough to warrant anybody to play this game. It's worth it. I could see why some people would say that this is a bad game because if you take it at face value, the graphics look horrible. It's a very linear game, but the environments are cool looking enough to keep you wanting to keep playing. Sometimes the monsters can be a bit repetitive. I noticed a lot of floating armor-like looking enemies in this game. Look, the Granstream Saga is not by any means one of the greatest games, or even probably RPGs I've ever played, or that has ever been made. But I will say this, the Granstream Saga is a very good game. It's very solid, and I think it's very much so worth owning, worth getting, and worth playing. And I recommend it to anyone. So yeah, thanks for watching, please subscribe, and goodbye my friends.